Please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, March 19th. If you have any questions, comments, concerns with this body, come up to one of the microphones, give us your name and address. Tell us what's on your mind. Call the roll, please.
Cedar.
Here.
Ellery.
Here.
Kinsfater.
Here.
Kleeman.
Here.
Kufa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
McCartney.
Here.
All present, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. Consent agenda A, City Council minutes, March 5th, 2018. Recommendation approve.
Make a motion to approve. Support.
Is there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 5, ordinance resolution. A, ordinance introduction 2018-2, Article 2, definitions. Mr. Downey?
Your Honor, if I can take items A through E, there are a series of proposed amendments to the city's zoning ordinance. These proposals were provided by Mr. Skirdo, the city's planner, in collaboration with members of the Planning Commission. What I have done, there are a number of ordinance amendments that are proposed, but I have grouped them by article for ease of handling them. I will note, before we get into a dive on each of them, that there are 2 changes that I'm going to be addressing. If the council wishes, they may still introduce the ordinance tonight, but perhaps with the amendment that I'm suggesting. And then, if so introduced, when they come back before council for approval in 2 weeks, that language will be corrected. So, item A, there were several definitions that the Planning Commission wants to have added to Article 2 of the ordinance, and there is a single definition that's currently on the books that it would like stricken, and that's what the ordinance for the Article 2 amendment recites.
And I make a motion to approve
I would
Article A.
support your motion.
All right, the ordinance has been introduced and made. Supporters, any questions? Call the roll, please.
McCartney.
Yes.
Ellery.
Yes.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Kufa.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll go to B, ordinance introduction 2018-3, Article 4, zoning district regulations, section 453.
Your Honor, this proposed amendment is simply presented as written. There are no subsequent amendments to it, and this simply lists certain permitted uses within the zoning district and amends certain setbacks associated with those permitted uses.
I'd move to approve the ordinance as
Support.
presented.
Motion made, supported. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Ellery.
Yes.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Kufa.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
McCartney.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's go to C, in ordinance introduction 2018-4, Article 5, general provisions, sections 594, 737, 5.38.
Your Honor, this is one of the ordinances, one of the 2 ordinances to which there is a subsequent change. And I thank Councilmember Kinsvater for bringing this to my attention. But under the amendment pertaining to section 5.37, which is entitled General Air Conditioning Units, under subparagraph C2, small a, there is recited the following language in the proposal that you have. It says the units shall be located at a minimum 5 feet from a property line. That's the first sentence of that subparagraph. I've concluded, based on my discussions with Councilmember Kinsvater, that there's an unfortunate ambiguity there, and that someone might interpret that to mean that the units must be placed within 5 feet of the property line. And I believe it's the intention, I think Councilmember Laporte can confirm, it's the intention to have these set back at least 5 feet from the property line. So what I propose is that this ordinance be introduced with the following change that under section 537, capital C 2 small a, that the language of the first sentence read, the units shall be located no closer than 5 feet from a property line. And I believe that that would eliminate that unfortunate ambiguity.
Make a motion to approve with that change.
Support.
All right, motion made, support. Any questions? Good catch, Mr. Kinsfater.
Thank you.
Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Koopa?
Yeah. Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
Yes.
Ellery?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, let's go to D, introduction 2018-5, Article 7, off-street parking, Section 7.21C, 7.21F, 7.2.2D.
Your Honor, again, this proposed ordinance amendment is offered as recited in the materials before City Council. Essentially, this amendment pertains to a grid or a chart that's a part of our zoning ordinance. And what it does is it amends the names and the ratios of parking as to certain of these sections, subsection C and F under 7.2.1 and subsection D under 7.2.2.
Your Honor, I make the motion to approve the
Support.
ordinances.
All right, made, supported, questions?
The only clarification that I'd like to make so the audience knows what we're talking about, and if you don't know, we're talking about this off-street parking that changes, in effect, senior apartments, senior independent living communities, senior citizen housing, assisted living community, and skilled nursing. So these are what we're talking about for off-street parking, so just so there's no confusion with the other parking issues.
Anybody else? Call the roll, please.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Koopa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
Yes.
Ellery?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, let's go to E, ordinance introduction 2018-6, Article 8B, Downtown Redevelopment District, Section 8.32.1, 8.33.6. And 8.336 is the one that you want to say something about?
Yeah, I think at this time that it's the council wishes and planning commission's wish to just put that one on temporary hold.
And Your Honor, again, this would be the second of the two ordinances I indicated that would be modified orally if it's the council's wish. Essentially, this ordinance changes two items under section Article 8B, the provisions of section 8.32.1 and 8.33.6. And as Councilmember Laporte indicates, section 8.33.6 is a proposed amendment that would change the appellate process from decisions made currently in the Downtown Redevelopment District. City Council sits as the ZBA. The proposal that was brought from the Planning Commission would change that to make the Zoning Board of Appeals the appellate authority for the Downtown Redevelopment District. And as I understand it, that's no longer the Planning Commission's recommendation. So my suggestion is that that second half of this proposed ordinance amendment be stricken, and that all that would be introduced tonight is the amendment as presented for section 8.32.1.
Thank you.
With that, Your Honor, I'd make a motion to approve with the elimination of 8.33.6.
I support that.
All right, motion made, support. Any questions? Mr. Laporte, is 8.32.1 the one that's going to eliminate the raised letter requirement?
Yes.
All right.
Right, Dave? Take your head, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Call the roll, please.
Koopa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
Yes.
Ellery?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Downey. Go to reports of administration. Mr. Booth?
Your Honor, I have a couple items. First of all, I want to point out to the residents that Good Friday, which is March 30th, City Hall will be closed. Second item, the city's audit will be filed with the state next week. And I turn my attention to working on the 2018-19 budget. The budget process requires the council approve the budget prior to the date of June 15th. So the first meeting in May, you will have a draft budget in front of you.
Thank you. Anything for Mr. Booth?
Budget amendments, I'm just asking because the fire authority have to be done by,
Prior to your year end, which is 9/30. Same for you.
thank you.
All right, Mr. Downey, you have anything else?
I have nothing this evening, Your Honor.
All right, City departments, Annette?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to state that there are 2 elections that will be held in the city of St. Clair this year. The state primary election on Tuesday, August 7th, and the state general election on Tuesday, November 6th. Nominating petition packets are available for council member or mayor. The deadline for submission is Tuesday, April 24th by 4 p.m. And also, applications are always being accepted for election inspectors. The entire county received new election equipment, which was fully funded through the state, so there will be ongoing training leading up to both of these elections. Applications for election inspectors are available on the city's website or at City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you. Go to D, authorities, boards, commissions, committee chairs, council reps, anybody? We have no unfinished business. Go to number 8. A, approved preliminary site plan for the St. Clair Inn.
Your Honor, I make the motion to approve the site plan as presented with the stipulations, of the 6 or 7 stipulations being met
I'll
as
support it.
presented.
All right, the motion is made and supported. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Laporte,
Yes,
McCartney?
Yes.
Ellery?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Kufa?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to B, approve variance request 8.32 temporary signs, Ace Hardware. So this is a request that we tabled last month for Ace Hardware to put, I think it's 2 signs out on 29, no, 1 on 29, and, I'm sorry, 2 on 29, 1 on 3rd. These are the wind sale signs that we talked about in the work session a little bit.
what's the time limit on it, Your Honor? Per year, or are we addressing that part of the ordinance at all, or no?
What is the Sharkey is, how many days do they get on these things?
It's, on a temporary sign, and they can have it 14 days every 6 months.
So this would be approve it for 14 days for the next 6 months? Is that the way the attorney understands it?
It is, yeah.
Is it renewable after 6 months?
They can come back.
Well, that, every year, every 6 months are allowed 14 days, that's what's in the ordinance.
Oh, I see what
They
you're
can
saying.
come back.
Okay.
So that's not part of the variance request, because they can already have.
But that's for temporary banner signs. This is a wind sale sign. And, you know, once again, you're making that decision if you're going to allow wind sale signs in the city of St. Clair. There's 3. They had them out temporarily until we cited them, and then they took them down. There's one on the north end, just at the entrance to the mall on the northeast side. There was another one at the entrance of the mall on the southeast side, and then one back on the entrance off of 3rd Street. So there were 3 signs total.
You
Ace
also
is
had
clearly-
another sign for a pizza place though too, right?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't there another one further down?
That was Ace, had the 3.
So the question is just temporary, 14 days out of 6 months? Is that,
That's what she's asking for.
Well, that's what the
She's-
ordinance
she's
says,
a-
right?
Well, that's what it says up front, Aaron. She's asking for 1 year.
So, Dave, to be clear, wind sales are prohibited in that area,
That's
correct?
correct.
So the variance is asking for the wind sales specifically, and the ordinance already states you can have a temporary permit 14 days within 6 months. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's for a banner sign, correct? So what it kind of comes down to, what do we want to do with these wind sale signs? Do we want to,
Says that they're classified as a banner sign. Says right on the front page, wind sale is classified as a banner sign.
so it'd be 14 days and 6 months? Is that the way the attorney's reading it?
Yes, it is.
And our ordinance stipulates that the wind sail is a banner sign? That's what our ordinance says, our existing ordinance? Is this verbatim? Is that our ordinance verbatim?
It doesn't use the word wind sail. It uses a temporary banner sign.
Our ordinance says temporary banner. Who's saying that wind sails are classified as a banner sign? Who's saying that?
That has been,
Pardon me?
The definition of a banner sign.
section 8.32 sign, that's what it says.
I'm reading that, but that's not what the ordinance says. Dave said the ordinance says a banner sign. And I'm asking, who says a wind sail? Who's saying
Well, a
that?
wind sail is a banner. It's not, when you look at the definition of a banner sign, it's not a temporary sign. It's not something that's fixed. So those are considered a banner type sign.
Well, then they already meet the ordinance.
That's what it looks to me.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to get to. If the definition of
So
a
the
wind
sail
sail
meets the
is a
definition
banner
of-
sign,
Wind sail meets the
if
definition
a
of a banner sign,
definition of
correct?
a wind sail is a banner sign, then that banner sign already meets the ordinance, and they're asking for something they're already granted. That's-
Well, she's
that's
asking for
reading-
permission for 14 days out of 6 months. Right? Mm-hmm. She's gonna get it for 14 days for the next 6 months. That's the way, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
So she
And I
doesn't,
don't have a problem with
I
that.
don't have a problem with that
Me
either.
either.
You making that motion?
well, hold on.
Why,
The only thing I don't like about it is the sign on Third Street, because Ace is clearly visible on Third Street, so why would we need a banner sign on Third Street?
well, that's a mall issue.
Is it banner sign or banner signs?
Eh?
What was that again, Dave?
Banner sign or banner signs?
Oh, are we allowing one or?
Sure, when people apply for a banner sign, that's what they're allowed.
One,
Why?
so she's asking for 3. I agree with Member Kofa, the third one on Third Street doesn't make any sense to me either. It's clearly visible from Third Street, the business.
Prohibited signs in the downtown redevelopment district and at streamers and similar types of advertising.
What was that again, Annette?
Looking at section 8.32, which is prohibited signs under the downtown redevelopment district, which is the area in question, one of the definitions of prohibited signs states pennants, streamers, or similar types of advertising or temporary decoration. So I don't know if perhaps that was being referred to, a wind sail to go under that definition, which would mean it was a prohibited sign, which needs a variance to be granted. The information you're looking at, this review, is stating that the wind sail is under a banner, so I don't know which definition you want to look at.
I'm just trying to get
About the right one.
clarification of what is allowed and what isn't allowed, and if a banner sign, if a wind sail is defined as a banner sign, I want to know where in the ordinance it defines that. That's what I'm asking, is where it defines that. And if it's already defined that way, then she's asking for something she's already entitled to.
Here comes Steve.
Has anybody got a zoning book up here?
No.
I'll go get it. But,
I'm looking at
She's
it.
got
No,
the
no,
electronic.
no. Okay, if the definition isn't in there for a banner sign, okay? Then you have to refer to the other zoning book. You got the other one?
This one?
Yeah. Read the banner sign, right there.
Banner sign, any sign produced on cloth, paper, fabric, or any other combustible material, either with or without a supporting frame.
Perfect.
Okay.
What section is that, Dave, so for my
That
minutes?
is section 6.2 under definitions.
Under the downtown redevelopment district?
Well, I think what Mr. Bollier was referring to, if it's not spelled out in this section, you have to refer to
To the zoning ordinance?
the zoning ordinance.
Thank you.
Well, then the issue is for 14 times in 6 months. Are you you're saying she doesn't need it.
Well, if the banner signs are defined as a
The wind sale is.
wind sale, as a,
Let me just clarify it, okay? Well,
take that, would you?
yeah.
Yeah, take the
Actually, a temporary sign is issued, the number of it is, the building official has the authority to grant the number of temporary signs allowed. That would be based on, you'd base that on the lineal footage of a building. Say you had a 150-foot building, instead of one, you might let them have two or every 60 feet or something like that. But that temporary signs are issued through the building department, and it's, the building official has the authority to grant it. And that's in that book.
All right.
Are you in more clear?
Yeah.
No,
All right, bear with me on this, everybody, just for a second, and then tell me what you think.
enlighten me.
I'm going to try. Based on what I've heard, the whole signage issue has some ambiguity to it, to say the least. Before us tonight, Ace Hardware is asking for 3. I believe this council has the authority to grant her the 3, the 2 to 1. We can do it for the 6 months, for the 14 days. But with that said, I can tell by this discussion that I think it's time to send this sign ordinance either back to us or back to planning or back to somebody to tighten this thing up so that when we deal with this kind of thing, we're not standing here looking through books trying to figure out what the heck something means. Because I'm as confused as the rest of you are right now, except that I do know that we have the authority to grant these variances. If we want to give Acer variance for the 14 days for 2 signs, one on 29 and one on 3rd, I get that. But maybe what we should do in regards to that is put a moratorium on these things. Give Lori Brinkner hers because she applied a few months ago, really. Put a moratorium on it until the planning commission comes back and says, look it, we've tightened this thing up as best they can. I don't know where you're gonna, how you're gonna, they'll do it, but we have a great planning commission. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Mayor, since we're the one dealing with it, though, I think it should come back to us.
It's gonna have to come back to us.
I think we should be the one that redesign it, though.
That we can be part of the process or the process.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kidding me.
yeah. We'll try to keep it simple.
I don't have a problem 14 days for 6 months. I think
But I
that's
think
fair.
that the sign should be on M29 and on 3rd Street.
Correct.
Just
I don't
one on
think-
29?
No, 2.
One on 29?
One on north end, one on south end, nothing on, she's
Nothing on
asking
third.
for 3.
I see what you're saying.
One at both entrances and out of M29, but I don't think you need one on 3rd Street because the.
There's
she's got a
storefronts
huge ace.
there, yeah. Okay.
So I would move to approve the 2 signs based on the proposal.
I support that.
All right.
Based on your definition,
For
that's.
6 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm basing my motion on, to approve it based on your definition.
Do we need to make a part of this, a moratorium on these things until we get this figured out, or do we do that at different, or do we just direct administration to that?
I think it can be directed by administration. I think it can be the subject of a second motion, but not as a part of the
Okay,
approval
all
process
right.
here.
All right, so the motion's been made and supported to grant the Ace Hardware variance for 6 months, 14 days out of that 6 months. Did I say that right?
2 signs.
2 signs. All right, call the roll,
I
please.
got one question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Didn't Dee say it was the building department that issues these?
Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Did I hear you wrong?
The temporary sign, I can grant the banner sign for 14 days every 6 months. You don't have to. What you have to do is either approve or deny her request for a wind sale sign, 3 of them. You can say, we'll approve 1 for however long. But the 14 days every 6 months, you don't have to worry about that because we can give them to anybody. Pat can come in and get one. Subway can come in and get one, and you can do that for 14 days. every 6 months.
So the multiple sign is what we have to approve. Multiple wind sales?
No.
The number of signs.
Her request, what was her request?
3 signs.
3.
3 for 12 months.
3 for 12 months. So you can approve 1, 2, or 3 for 6 months, 8 months, or you could approve for the year.
I think you just made a motion for 6 months.
I think the
we just
motion
make a
was
motion
2
for that?
flags for 6 months.
Yeah.
That was a motion.
No, I thought it said
No.
14 days for 6 months.
No.
14 days for 6 months.
That's what it was.
Yeah. 2 weeks in any 6-month period.
Right.
Nothing called the issue.
Yeah. I think what Dee's saying is he can approve the signs for 14 days out of 6 months without city council approval.
Temporary.
So why is it on our desk then?
Because she's asking for.
Oh,
For a year.
gotcha.
For the year.
Gotcha.
I don't see where she's asking for that.
Right in the back there.
Can you read what it says?
Right up there, sign.
All I see is she wants to revisit it every 12 months.
The actual application doesn't state anything.
I think 6 months is reasonable until we get a handle on it.
That's all.
I don't look like stupid.
Your Honor, if you're gonna direct us to administration or back to the planning, you have to give us some time to work on it.
Okay, is anybody here from ACE? Yeah.
So can I withdraw my motion?
Sure, you
I'd like to withdraw my motion.
can. Second, it'd have to be redone. What's
I'll
that?
withdraw my support.
I'd like to make another motion to postpone this until there's more clarity on our part. I think we're sitting up here discussing things that we should know about, and we don't know. So I'm gonna make a motion, we table this for another round of meetings.
Support.
All right, the motion's made, supported to table. Call the roll.
McCartney?
Yes.
Ellery?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Kufa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Tabled, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. At this time? Do we want to entertain a motion to refer this back to planning?
I think I would make a motion to refer the sign ordinance back to, this particular sign ordinance back to planning.
I'll support that.
Any questions?
Do you want to put item C with it?
You might as well.
Well,
Can't act on
Let's deal with that separately. We'll do that one next.
Is the motion to refer this variance back to planning?
The whole
This variance
ordinance?
request
whole-
or the whole ordinance?
the-
Whole
Can you
ordinance.
clarify the motion for me, please?
I'd make a motion to defer the entire ordinance that, that defines this issue back to planning.
Thank you,
I supported that.
All right,
thank you.
motion made and supported. Anybody else with questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Let's go to C. Review temporary sign permit, Warwater Brewery.
And Your Honor, I really think that we're going to be discussing the same issue. I
There's no-
think we should just work the whole thing. I mean, let it ride and work the whole thing.
All right. Is that your motion?
Okay, just explain what you guys just did. You referred the wind sails back to the planning commission?
Yes.
This is something that you can't do because it was a variance request. You're the ZBA. You either got to deny it, approve it, deny it. Now you can say, well, okay, the ZBA, we want to send it back to planning. But you can't just say, send it back now. You've got to make kind of a decision.
My motion was, I had two motions, Dee. My first motion was to table the request. That was my first motion, to
Okay,
table the
so
request.
table the request.
And then my second motion was to refer this section back to planning. There was two
Okay,
separate motions.
okay, I didn't hear that.
Just so clear,
Okay,
okay. It's to table the request.
okay.
And then the second motion was to refer this back to planning to get some type of clarity on this thing.
The clarity,
No,
okay, see,
it's not-
as a ZBA, you guys have the zoning book, you're supposed to do your research on it. It's right there. All you have
Well-
to do is read definitions, that sort of stuff. I'm sorry, but that's the
No,
whole
hey,
thing.
You're right, so now you're gonna school us on that, so.
All right, thank you, Dee. All right, so now we have that motion been made and supported? Have we voted on that motion?
Yes, it was a vote of,
You're right, okay, we're on to the Warwater, that's right.
Correct.
All right, back to that, temporary sign permit, Warwater Brewery. This is, we want to table this,
No, just
Until-
take any action
not
on it.
take any action on it.
not take any action? Okay. We'll go to D. Special event permit for the National Soccer Club 5K fundraiser.
Well, I hope he makes this easy.
Chief Raker?
I want to make this simple. Mayor, council, received a request from the National Soccer Club. They want a 5K on June 9th. It's going to be in the Highlands and on the bike path. The only thing the city will have to do is if we get snow on June 9th, we'll have to clear the bike path. But other than that,
Motion to approve. Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, claims, thank you, Chief. Claims and account, March 9, March 15, 2018.
Any questions? Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll go to number 10.
Oh, I want to oppose.
I'm sorry.
You didn't ask if there's any opposed.
I'm sorry, any opposed? One opposed. Number Queen's opposed.
Noted.
All right. Number 10, public questions and comments. Anybody have anything?
Mayor, council, thank you. Hearing about the wind sale signs, don't get hung up on that marketing term. All it is a vertical banner. So if you just list a vertical banner or horizontal banner, your wind sale sign and all that is kind of off kilter because Dee's right, it's a banner. Whether it's going up and down or left to right, it's just a banner. So,
Thank you, Pat. Anybody else? All right, we'll go to number 11. Anybody have anything from council? I just want to thank everybody. You guys were very polite and courteous. We appreciate you coming out tonight.
Make a motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone. Be safe.